The silent vendor. It was late one night when Mark, a college student with a taste for the macabre, decided to delve into the dark web. He'd heard all the warnings, of course, but his curiosity got the better of him. He wanted to see if the tales were true, if the dark web was really the lawless, eerie place everyone said it was. He navigated through the hidden layers of the internet, passing by forums filled with conspiracy theories, illegal marketplaces, and cryptic chat rooms. Eventually, he found a site called The Silent Vendor. The description was vague, promising only that it sold experiences you'll never forget. Mark's heart raced as he clicked on the link. The page was minimalistic, a black background with white text listing only 3 items. The first was the haunted melody, the second the mirror of truth, and the third, simply, a visit. Each had a price in Bitcoin, and each had a warning not to purchase unless you were prepared for the consequences. Feeling a chill but driven by his insatiable curiosity, Mark selected a visit. The description was brief: they will come to you. You will know them. No refunds. Mark hesitated, but then, with a trembling hand, he completed the transaction. His screen flashed, and the site immediately went down, replaced by a blank page with the words, "See you soon." That night, sleep was impossible. Every creak of the house, every shadow on the wall seemed sinister. But nothing happened, and after a few days, Mark convinced himself that it was just a scam, a clever way to swindle people out of their Bitcoin. But then, a week later, there was a knock on his door. It was just after midnight. Mark froze, his blood turning to ice. He lived alone, and no one ever visited him at this hour. The knock came again, louder this time, more insistent. Mark's mind raced. Could it be someone from the silent vendor? He regretted his curiosity, but it was too late now. Summoning all his courage, he crept to the door and peered through the peephole. On the other side stood a man in a black suit, his face obscured by a wide-brimmed hat. The man didn't move, didn't knock again, just stood there, waiting. Mark's heart pounded in his chest as he backed away from the door. He grabbed his phone to call the police, but there was no signal. The power suddenly went out, plunging his apartment into darkness. In the pitch-black silence, Mark heard the doorknob turn, and the door creaked open. The last thing he saw before everything went black was the man's shadow stretching across the floor toward him, impossibly long, impossibly dark. When Mark's friends reported him missing the next day, the police found his apartment undisturbed, with the door locked from the inside. His computer was still on, the screen frozen on a blank page with the words, "Transaction complete." There was no sign of a struggle, no sign of Mark. He had vanished, as if he had never existed at all. And the silent vendor? It was never found again.